All right, today I'm going to talk about persona, which is your expression, what you express to others. What do they see you as? Their, so, your persona to strangers, your persona to your family, your persona to friends. Now, I want you to consider the saying, which I don't agree with, and it's kind of going around a lot, and I like to kind of nip it in the bud if I can, or at least give you another perspective that is better than uh, this saying. The saying goes like this: you should accept me for who I am. Okay, my answer to that is no. Uh, what's better, let's say more correct, of a saying is that you should tolerate me for who I am because you know I can be something more to you or to others the next day. So it's knowing that I see worth in you or you see worth in someone else. The underlying basis that I give you the benefit of the doubt. So I will hear you out type mentality. Now, let's talk about two-facedness. Two-facedness. Again, going on persona, you personify yourself to strangers in one face. And you personify yourself to another face to those that are close to you. Let's put that as two-facedness in this analogy. And one hand, let's go to the extreme. This is an extreme example. This might not, you might not, this might not be your, you probably can't relate to this, but you can understand this. So, say you got a person that is fake to strangers, or let's say they're coworkers. So there is somewhat of a connection, an involvement. And they are, but first, to be fake with them, you need to not be genuine with yourself. You need to lie to yourself to be fake to them. On the other hand, when you come home, you're more real to them. But in this situation, not that it's your situation, because you're fake to them and you're lying to them, you're compressing all that. So when you come home and you're real to your family, you're a bit too real with your family. May it be in the way of outbursts, a shorter fuse, or you might be the type of person that builds everything. You are fake to them as well, to your family, because you want to protect them from yourself. So you compress your feelings here, you compress yourself here, your persona, and you compress yourself there, and you're not real to yourself in any situation, and this bottle builds up and builds up and builds up. And I've seen people break down, tears, crying. They don't practice to be genuine with themselves and be genuine with others. Now, on one hand, some people do that because they they've practiced before on self-awareness, which has self-accountability, self-restraint. Well, they probably didn't practice the self-restraint, or they practice self-restraint. I think a lot of people do that, but they don't practice self-release. That's another thing I'm actually adding to if you watch my video, the index of awareness. Now, in this situation, when you're talking to your coworkers, you need to start learning self-release. You need to be more genuine. Now, not genuine to the point that you're a dick. Not genuine to the point where you get fired, but genuine enough where they can look at you and kind of look at you that, yeah, you're kind of a dick. And you need to accept that. Now, this might not be your situation, but go with the line of reasoning I'm going with. And then when you come to your family, you're real with your family, but you're not so bottled up, so you can practice self-restraint. So these two become one face. And that's kind of what you're after. Well, at least I hope you're after. especially if you come into that awareness. We all are growing, if you like it or not. We're all progressing in one direction or another, if we're aware of it or we're not. You see this. I made this video in the Index of Designs to better understand what I'm talking about. The unseen things that push you around. The unseen designs. All right. Let's see here. So, you want to be one-faced. Now, this whole thing, this whole taking in accountability, self-accountability, this is a molding practice. You are molding yourself. You're molding yourself to be something more than what you were. Or you're trying to mold yourself to get out of the situation that you were because you don't like it. Now, say you're a person that likes who you are. I like who I am. But I didn't start like this. You know, we all go through our ups and downs. But just because you like who you are doesn't mean you're at your peak growth. No. There's no peak growth. This is a constant thing. Being attitude. Constant people that you involve with. Constant experiences that you find yourself situated with. So it's a constant evaluation. Great, I got people on their bikes. But I gotta make this video anyways. So molding. You're molding yourself. You can mold yourself consciously, which is great, or you can be more dictated to by unseen designs, and you'll be molded in another way that eventually you might find yourself, oh, what do I do? I'm in this pit. I can't get out. I don't have the strength. There's always a battle, an internal battle first that you need to deal with, and the big person you're fighting with is in you, and it can be considered you, a part of you. Let's put it that way. Okay, so there's with going through the process of awareness, molding yourself in trying to be one-faced instead of two, I want to give this question out to you guys. In the state that you're in, do you want to live forever? Now, I'm not talking about like at your highest peak, your highest enjoyment, and you live that out. We don't live like that. That's not realistic. All our living's like this. You know, sometimes you go up and you can stay up like that. Most of the time I see a lot of people go down. They just deal with life. They live in a stagnated state of just tolerating comfort, so they tolerate more things. And those are the kind of pitfalls that, you know, they need to help get out. And they need to fight themselves to get out of it. So if you were wanting to live forever in the state that you're in, even though you're way up here, let's say I'm up here. I feel like I'm up here. If I ask that question to me, do I want to live forever in the state that I'm in? My answer is no. But I do want to live forever. So on one hand, I want to live forever, but in the state that I'm in, no. So there needs to be more growth. There needs to be more progression. So I'm always striving to be more of a person than I was yesterday. In little increments on what I deal with. Doesn't mean I'm going to be perfect. I'm not going for perfection. I'm going towards life. I'm not going towards now. So to do this, there's two leanings. There's leaning toward life, and there's leaning towards a dead situation. Death. Now, I'm not talking about death as in the physical death. I would talk about more of the psychological pitfall that you would be in. I mean, do you want to be an old man or woman, be cranky and just complaining about this and that? I mean, there's plenty of things to complain about, but do you want to give off that persona? I don't know about you guys. I don't want to. But I don't want to be so fake to the point of, oh, thank you, oh, have a nice day, all the time when I'm old. I want to have that preciseness of seeing where the problem is, like those that complain. But I want to have that enjoyment where I accept these things, but I accept that they can be more than they are. And I can take that enjoyment on the small benefits that I see within myself and in others. Because when you give off a persona, you rub off on other people. They like it or not. You both got pricklies. Some people can say, "Oh, you're too bright," or some people say, "Oh, you're too dark." There's the inner sense that you can sense these things. Now, so the conclusion here is life or death. And these two are like a slope. And I would actually, another slope indicator than just life and death, I mean, those are harder to describe to you guys. I tried to do my best, and some can understand, but I'm going to put two others in the same place. I'm going to put selflessness and selfishness. Now, I'm not saying that being selfish is a bad thing. Everyone's selfish. Everyone starts as selfish. You know, if I were to ask you the question with, who do you love the most? Your answer, if you're aware of it or not, is yourself. And and that's the answer it should be. Then there's selflessness. Selflessness, you know, I'm not saying go to the extreme and be ignorant and open to everyone and giving to everyone. You're just primed and prepped for just someone using and abusing you. You're going to get scarred. And what happens here on the slope, there's a big drop off here that puts you in a pit. I would say a worse pit than if dropping off on this side and going in a pit. This one seems like you can pull yourself up out of. But when you drop off a pit right here, oh man, the ledge seems so much farther than the ledge here. All right, I'll talk in more detail about these pits, life and death, in other videos to come. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you get a little bit more understanding of where the perspective I'm coming from, if you can relate it or not. I hope you come to the understanding. Signing off. Goodbye.